Assalamualaikum warahmatullahi wabarakatuh. First of all, I want to thank God for the blessings and grace given to us all. The Honorable Miss Rini Lindawati, MPD, as examiner lecturer for seminar on thesis proposal. Before showing the slide, I would like to introduce myself. I am Windayanti. My student's number is 51906140002. But sorry if my voice is not clear because my condition is not good. So the title of my thesis proposal is Enhancing Student Writing Ability Through Self-Directed Learning Using Project-Based Learning. Okay, in this slide there are three chapters, chapter 1, 2, and 3. Chapter 1 is Introduction. A. Background of the study. Why writing? Writing is the ability to express ideas, opinions, and feelings to other parties through written language. Abbas 2006, 125. A writing can be said to be easy to understand if the writer is able to evoke emotion, readable, and expressive. Second is writing has been taught from elementary to college level. However, it turns out that some students still have difficulty in processing words, even assembling sentences in writing. The lack of mastery of vocabulary related to the given topic make it difficult for students to compose a pitch of writing. In addition, awareness of responsibility for themselves is also still weak. They tend to depend on others without trying according to their abilities. Next is why self-directed learning. First, in this digital era, students are required to explore their learning abilities independently. This kind of learning is also known as self-directed learning. Second is learning with self-directed learning model allows students to manage the learning process in the form of self-initiative, self-regulation, self-exploration, and freedom of learning to achieve optimal learning outcomes. Next is why project-based learning. First, the use of PGBL has the potential to increase students' learning motivation towards the learning process and increase collaboration between fellow students, which allow the exchange of ideas and thought between students. Second, PGBL is also a teaching method in which students are given problems as a means to acquire new knowledge and skill, where it engages students to think critically and allows students to work well with others. B is problem statement. First is, does project-based learning affect students' writing ability through self-directed learning? Second is, how is students' experience in PGBL learning in writing through self-directed learning? C is the objective of the study. First, to know how students' writing ability affect through self-directed learning. Second is to find out the experience in PGBL learning in writing through self-directed learning. Chapter 2 is literature review. 1. Writing skill. Writing skill is one of the productive skills that must be mastered in using a language. Brown 2001, 336 also claims that writing is a thought process. Furthermore, it can be said that writing can be plain and subject to an unlimited number of revision prior to publication. According to Kevin 2009, writing skill has 10 main characters for a good writing. According to him, good writing must have several criteria: clear, long points, there is information to support the points, timing, logic, and good grammar. Second is self-directed learning. A is the definition. Self-directed learning is a process in which individuals take the initiative on their own, with or without help from others. According to Du Toit-Brits and Van Zyl 2017, self-directed learning focuses on making plans by determining their learning goals and how to assess and organize learning resources. B is teaching writing through self-directed learning. Currently, students are required to be able to explore knowledge beyond the material provided by the teacher as a step to build students' independence. According to Chang 2011, in independent learning, students play an important role in evaluating their learning outcomes. These learnings make students able to prepare physically and emotionally to organize and manage their responsibility without depending on others. The third is project-based learning. A. The definition. Project-based learning is a learning approach that uses projects as the basis for learning, according to Lammer and Mergendeler, 2010. Project-based learning is considered as one of the effective teaching methods including problem solving and decision making, according to Thomas, 2000. B is PGBL in teaching writing. According to Solomon 2003, emphasized that PGBL focused on learning through student-centered, interdisciplinary, and integrate activities in real-world situations. The teacher's role in learning is as a facilitator, providing materials and work experiences, encouraging students to solve problems, and ensuring students stay motivated while they carry out projects. The use of project-based learning has the potential to increase students' learning motivation toward the learning process and encourage collaboration between fellow students, which allow to exchange of ideas and thought between students. Third is the impact of project-based learning on student writing skill. Through project assignment, given students are able to develop creativity and build responsibility for their own abilities without depending on others. Based on this theory, it can be concluded that project-based learning is a teaching method in which students are given problems as a means to acquire new knowledge and skill, where it engages students to think critically and allows students to work well with others. Next slide is preview study. The first research about PBL writing by Nur Cahaya and Ikaria Sugesti, enhancing students' writing ability and creativity through project-based learning on greeting card. This research is focused on implementation of PGBL in writing greeting card at the 8th grade of SMPN 1 Cirebon. The data were taken qualitatively and quantitatively, so the findings show that PBL was able to enhance student writing ability. The similarity of this research with the present study is the same as using a project-based learning model. The difference between this research and lies in the learning media used in improving student writing skill. The second research is about self-directed learning, written by Zamzami Zainuddin et al. With the title How Do Students Become Self-Directed Learning in the EFL Flipped Class Pedagogy, a Study in Higher Education. So this study is focused on implementing learning management system, test plan space to promote student self-directed learning in EFL Flipped Class instruction. So the result is indicate that this study suggests that the LMS test plans page is recommended to be performed in teaching EFL for higher education in Indonesia. Previous research has revealed that learning management system in student self-study skills over student opportunity practice and improve their listening, writing, reading, and vocabulary skills inside and outside class time. Meanwhile, current research proves that self-directed learning, a student is able to improve writing skill in project-based learning. The third research is about writing ability through project-based learning by E.S. Harima et al. Entitled Improving Student Writing Ability Through Project-Based Learning Using Visual Media at 10 grades of Student Vocational High School in Cimahi. The research of this study is project-based learning using visual media has significant effect in improving students' writing ability. The similarity of this research with the present study is the same as using project-based learning, in improving students' writing skill. The difference lies in the student learning process, where the current research focuses on the student learning independently in associating learning. Chapter 3 is Research Method. A is context of the study. This research was conducted at Senior High School 1 Kutorejo as a place of research. The target of this research is high school students because they are considered capable of applying self-directed learning. Research background. This study used mixed method research design, specifically quantitative, with a pre-experimental research approach using one group pretest and post-test design. Creswell and Plano-Clark, 2011, define mixed method research as a study that includes at least one quantitative and one qualitative strand. The qualitative approach, researchers use interview and field note techniques. Source of data, informant, is population of all 10th grade students of Senior High School 1 Kutorejo. There are 10 classes, 5 science and 5 social classes, with 30 students in each class. The researcher used a simple random sampling techniques using the lottery method. An event is classroom teaching activity. Next is research instrument. There is interview guidelines. Interviewer is Windayanti and interviewer is students. Aspect or indicator. Students' encouragement. Question. First is, does the project-based learning model make you active in learning to write descriptive text? Second is, how do you improve your failure to write descriptive text with the project-based learning model? And second aspect is learning barriers. Do you try yourself in managing project-based learning project? And the next question is, do you have difficulty in learning to use the project-based learning model? And the last aspect is the impact of self-directed learning through project-based learning for students writing. With the question, what did you get after learning to write descriptive text using the learning model through project-based learning? And can the implementation of project-based learning change in your learning behavior? And the last is, what skills did you acquire after implementing project-based learning method? And the next is research instrument is task. Writing task is used to measure students' understanding and ability in writing descriptive text. The test consists of pre-test and post-test. In this study, the researchers choose a book creator as a medium in conducting project-based learning model. Validity of instrument. Content validity is showing the data in the test can cover the entire content area that will be measured by the test. To determine content validity, it can be done by looking at whether the item in the written test are in accordance with the blueprint. This means whether it is in accordance with the limits of the measuring domain that has been determined and according to the size of the behavioral indicator to be disclosed. This validity must be tested by expert judgment. The next is credibility of data. According to Lapau 2012, the credibility test is a test of the trustworthiness of the data that has been generated during the qualitative research process. Triangulation is defined as a technique that combines various data collection technique and existing data search, according to Sugiono. In addition, two researchers collecting data to be used in this research. They also test the credibility of data through various data collection techniques and various data sources. Data collection. Quantitative data were taken from the writing test, including student score on the pre-test and post-test. For the qualitative data, were taken from interviews, observation, and field notes. The next is data analysis. In this study, researchers use SPSS as software to process the result of the pre-test and post-test. The researcher used descriptive analysis using the mean and standard deviation. A test of normality was also conducted which aim to determine whether the distribution of responses has a normal distribution or not. So this is the slide of references. Okay, thank you for the attention. Enough from me. Wassalamualaikum warahmatullahi wabarakatuh.